Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, ANZ has been slapped with yet another lawsuit based on very dodgy corporate culture amongst their traders. But first, today's dairy auction came in pretty much where the derivatives market had signalled, a 4.5% rise underpinned by a 3.2% rise in whole milk powder prices. That confirms and embeds the 20% rise at the previous auction. And because the Kiwi dollar has weakened a little since the last auction, the rise in New Zealand dollars is a respectable 5.6%. Prices for skim milk powder and cheese both help boost today's result, which will have more analysts talking about a $6 payout level for the new season, maybe even higher. That will mean dairy farmers are profitable again. In the US, retail sales rose more than expected in October, up 3.3% from a year ago, as people bought more cars and a range of other goods, and signalling sustained economic strength that could allow the Fed to raise interest rates next month. And staying in the US, defaults are rising in the commercial real estate debt market, just as borrowing costs are set to jump. This raises the likelihood of a slowdown in the $11 trillion American commercial property sector next year. The problem is based on rising vacancy rates from exuberant building recently and a wall of more than $100 billion in debt maturities coming due. It is also a sector the US President-elect is exposed to, and one reason he wants to get rid of the Dodd-Frank reforms. Germany's economy and economic growth slowed in September quarter, up only 1.5% year on year. It was held back by weaker exports, figures have shown. Somewhat in contrast, there was a surprisingly good growth result for Italy in the same period. Actually, Italy hasn't had a negative growth since 2013. ANZ has been stung with yet another lawsuit, this time from their New York office, again alleging a terrible corporate culture amongst traders. In Australia, the IMF has called on them to boost infrastructure spending to avoid the symptoms of a mediocre economy, and despite their gloomy deficit track. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 2.22%, and little change from this time yesterday. In the interim, however, has been quite volatile, at one point trading almost at 2.3%. US benchmark oil price is $2 higher today, and just over $45 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $46 a barrel. The gold price is higher as well, up $7 to $1,225 an ounce. New Zealand dollar will start today essentially unchanged from this time yesterday at 70.9 US cents. On the cross rates, it's now at 94 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 66.1 euro cents. The TWI is at 75.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.